Hello, everyone. I'm reaching out to you from Nuremberg, Germany, and I'm very happy to share our experiences from last year's platform launches that we did with NürnbergMesse between the time of March and November 2020. Making the possible impossible was our framework, and we actually tried to develop an interactive platform for a B2B audience within 4 months. But before we start with these insights, let me just tell you and share who am I and what is NürnbergMesse actually do. My name's Michael. I will be sharing the next 15 minutes with you, and I'm the director for digital products and platforms at the NürnbergMesse. NürnbergMesse itself is one of the 15 largest exhibition companies in the world, with a portfolio of more than 120 national and international exhibitions and congresses in different forms and variations, with locations throughout the whole world. Usually, without COVID or pandemics, we host about 35,000 exhibitors a year and an international share of almost 50%. And we welcome more than 1.5 million visitors each year to our different shows. We have big subsidiaries in China, North America, Brazil, in Italy, India, and Greece, and also in other 45 representative agencies in over 100 countries all throughout the world. What is actually the agenda for the next 15 minutes? After this little introduction, I will share the challenge that we actually faced starting from Q1 last year, and we'll then come over to the vision that we had to draw resulting from this challenge. I will share the requirements and the partners that we work together with, and we'll give you a brief solution check and outlook for 2021. What was our challenge, actually? Quite frankly speaking, what do we actually do if our general business is not taking place anymore? In January 2020, so exactly a year ago, we were on track to have the next best year of company history for the 10th time in a row. And then in February, I think all of you know, the first exhibition started to get cancelled. Here it started with the ITB in Berlin, and I remember a week later, the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona was cancelled. So from that week onwards, all the different exhibitions in Europe and worldwide were actually not taking place anymore, and we had to face the challenge: what do we actually do when our exhibitions do not take place? What is important to understand about this is that the actual status quo about our exhibitions platform is that we see the physical exhibition as an independent platform, and everything that we do actually pays towards this physical platform, which takes place like 2, 3, or 4 days, once a year, or sometimes even only twice a year, every other year. So all that we release on our websites is made for the exhibition. All that we do for our exhibitors and that we do for the product is made for the exhibition. All our communication and the way we interact with our customers, clients, and partners is usually concentrating on the exhibition itself. So without having the actual exhibition, and with this question, which has been arising for the past years, what do you do the other 360 days a year? We had this challenge right in front of us, even more and more significantly than it used to be before. So what do we say? We could have said that, well, just partner with some data or tech companies, go digital, reproduce the physical exhibition in the digital format, do that for 1 or 2 years, and then let's just hope that everything comes back to as it was before. Well, this makes sense in my eyes, simply because the belief is that it will not come back as it used to be before. So we had one vision and said, well, we are and we will remain the home of the industry. And it won't help us to just start exhibitions in the digital format, also knowing that other companies and especially other market players that are arising and that have arisen already are in the sector, and they are far better than we are already, because we have not paid that much attention to the way how do we actually carry out hybrid or even digital events. So what to do in order to follow the vision just being proclaimed here? We said, okay, the exhibition itself, no matter when the pandemic will be over, will be a central point of our business model in the future. But we want the ecosystem of the B2B market as a platform. So we want only the exhibition itself as our single point of attention anymore. The idea was that the brand becomes a multifunctional platform. So what does it mean? If you look at the circle here, we would say that the exhibition itself is the highlight of every year's gathering. But once one of our partners or customers, one of the people that are going to the exhibition, either as an exhibitor or as a visitor, wakes up in the morning and thinks about the brand, might it be ITSA, might it be Biofach, might it be one of the other world-leading exhibitions that we host, we want those people to think about this brand not only as their exhibition, but also as their communication platform, as their knowledge hub, as their product solutions hub, and as their advertising platform in the future. I just broke down the phases of our actions in the last year here in order to understand what we did between March and October until we launched the first platform. We opted for ITSA. ITSA is the shortened version for IT security and is one of our world-leading shows for IT security, which was launched in October after we released a basic paper on how to deal with COVID-19 in March. And after the team and I worked on a prototype via Adobe to basically talk to our customers on how they could imagine our platforms to look like for the future. We selected technology partners in May and June, and then started the development, so the programming and the coding between June and July, in order to start development and sales with the teams and the involved colleagues and external partners in August, in order to get the platforms operating by the end of September, beginning of October, which was, honestly speaking, a little nightmare, especially in the week before we launched ITSA 365.de. But we did launch it just in time, 2 days before the actual physical experience, so the exhibition would have taken place, with around 100 partners and exhibitors working with us together, going for different products and going for different packages that we built in order to be presented on the platform, talking about different packages that I will present to you in a few minutes. Hence, we had 4 weeks after launching the first platform to launch mybeviale.com, which is the new digital platform for Braubeviale, one of the leading F&B exhibitions in the world, taking place every year. After we launched those platforms with 3 launch days per platform in November, we instantly started the review in order to basically start planning the year 2021 in order to build further developments and optimizations for our platforms, and also talk about scalability. Our requirements in order to work on the vision just presented were, well, easy on the one hand side and then pretty hard on the other hand side. We started a big program in March and April talking to our exhibitors and visitors and ask them for their perspective in order to know what they would be asking for with their demands, needs, and desires for all the exhibitions in the world not taking place at the moment. Of course, there was quite a challenge because we had the feeling that no matter who we talked to, everyone expected from us an exhibition. And we said, well, no, it is actually not our goal to make an exhibition digital now. It is our own goal, it is our challenge to find a compensation for the exhibition not taking place, and then have a platform once they are coming back to have new products and new solutions for the people being exhibitors and visitors and then users on our platform, not only the physical one, but also the other ones. And that is still quite a tough task because people perceive us as someone who's doing physical exhibitions. So this will be one of the bottom lines for the future for us to go out there and talk to the people, talk to our partners, and basically explain that we're not only doing the physical exhibition, but that we want to start making the best online and on-site experiences in the whole business of exhibitions and the way exhibitions work in the future. So what were our customer-oriented perspectives and the results that we have? Well, not something that really surprised us. Why are exhibitors going to an exhibition? They want to win new customers. They are doing image management, and they want to inform about their offers, about their products and their releases. The reason why visitors and users are going to exhibitions is they want to be informed about new products. They want further education and the knowledge extension, and they want experiences and sharing of information. These are the priorities and findings, not only of our interviews that we had, but also of our data that we have from our exhibitors and visitors. So we used all that in order to work with the prototype and then the new platform to come into action. Our internal perspective had to be fast and pragmatic. Why is that? As an exhibition company, you actually work in yearly streams. Everything is nicely planned, everything is well organized, everything is actually straight to the point where the exhibition takes place, 3 days of high action, and then you have a year to recover and to start basically working on the next exhibition. Not this time. We had to talk about our time to market. We needed a pragmatic approach. We needed to do an MVP, which was quite hard to explain in a non-tech company, that we would not launch a product which was perfect or which would basically fulfill all the requirements. We had to formulate a business model in order to show the management that it makes sense to do this and that we can at least make money with that. And we had to think about scalability. We started with one and then a second platform, but generally we are hosting at least 30 big platforms, 30 big exhibitions. And of course, it is our goal to expand where it makes sense in the future. So a week before we presented our solution and we launched our first platform, we sent out a video to our about 1,200 employees in order to share with them where we are, what we did, and what is coming up now. This is something I would like to share with you as well. And I'm sorry, this is the German version because we only released it in German. But as you will see, there's only buzzwords, so it will be easy to understand for you. Here we go. All right. We released this short video in order for our colleagues to understand in a nutshell what had happened within the past months, in order to understand that for the first time in the company's history, we chose to work on our digital solutions ourselves with our own code, with our own platform, and not to have service partners doing all this work for us as we usually used to do. So basically, we launched it's365.de in the second week of October with our launch days, which lasted for 3 days with all our partners and customers. We launched 4 weeks later mybeviale.com as a skinned platform program of the it's365 for the food and beverage industry. And we said, okay, since we are completely new in this business, and since we are completely new with KPIs for this kind of business and the way we are working now with this main target to combine on-site and online in the future, we actually focused on a total of 4 KPIs and 1 mega KPI in the beginning. So we said for each platform, we want 10,000 unique visitors on the platform throughout the launch days. We want 30,000 visits on the platform, 100,000 page impressions, 10,000 plus followers on social platforms. And our mega KPI that we formulated said that we want a conversion rate from visitors on our platform to full edited profiles of 5,000. Did we achieve that? Yes and no. We did have more than 10,000 unique visitors on each of our platforms. We did not have 30,000 plus visits throughout this small time frame of 3 days on our 2 platforms. We did have more than 100,000 page impressions. We did not come to a total of more than 10,000 followers on social platforms, which at the end of the day is something we are not unhappy about, simply because we didn't focus on our social media activities once we came to the launch. And then the mega KPI of 5,000 was not achieved in terms of those 5,000, but we have more than 3,000 on each platform by now, which is something that we're very happy with hindsight speaking. But this will remain one of our mega KPIs for the future, of course, because the set of profiles, and all of these profiles are hot lead profiles, are one of our main assets that we can deliver on these platforms once we start combining on-site and online right now, and then especially in the future. We would have not been able to carry out all of that alone and on ourselves. So we especially had 2 major partners teaming up with us in order to get a fast time to market, come to agile development, and get the experience that we required from a technical point of view and from a project management point of view. So we opted for Sitecore as our main digital experience platform. We realized Cisco WebEx on Sitecore as our streaming product. We worked together with United Digital Group as our interface and bridge between NM and Sitecore, and especially for the coding and programming. We worked with the developers of UDG. And the general ways of consulting was actually a team membership where we were on level to level I side with UDG. So we did not have a typical partnership or like an I would say old-fashioned partnership of us as the ones who are consulting someone who is then the distributor for us, but we worked on the same eye level, and chose also Microsoft Azure as our cloud architecture from the point of view of platforms, we're talking about the scalability here that I mentioned before, but we're especially talking about the way our architecture is changing as well. We are talking about our Salesforce as our new CRM and the way we need to combine our different models, business models, and especially technology stacks in the future. My last message before I'm coming to an end is that one of our most important and most emotional findings was that we were able to generate a teamwork, not taking care of departments and divisions in the company itself anymore, but that we were able to have people from each different or from all different kinds of departments and divisions working together on realizing the platforms within a time frame of 4 to 6 months from scratch. And this is something that everyone within the company and the spirit that generated from that everyone in the company will probably and hopefully keep in mind forever. For the new year, we will be launching at least a third platform, but we will focus on marketing analytics, on new KPIs, on the transformation of the platforms themselves from an MVP coming to a platform and product that is completely sellable to our customers and our partners, and especially for the professionalization of our findings with our customers together, which lays the bottom for the successful further engagement with an exhibition company that is now starting to become a digital and physical exhibition company. I thank you very much. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for having you with me, and thanks for letting me share that with you. I will be available for further questions, discussions, feedback, and whatever you have in mind at the UDG partner area for the next 40 minutes. So please feel free to contact me either here or on any other social platform for an exchange, questions, or whatever you have in mind. Thank you very much.